So, let's talk NFL now. With the former NFL player joins us every Friday. It reflects often on the Thursday night game. It was a tight affair last night. LA Rams versus San Francisco 49ers. Jason Bell is with us. Hi, Jason.
What's up, fellas? Great to be here.
A low scorer, wasn't it? 12-6 in the end.
Yeah, field goal kicking matters sometimes. But yeah, it was a close game. You know, these two teams know each other very well, so it's always going to be competitive, and that's what you saw struggling on third down. But you know what? They got to win when they needed to get a win. That is the Rams.
Do you like these tight games? Because last weekend, I can't remember the two teams were, but it was the highest scoring game of the season, wasn't it? I mean, massive amount. But do you prefer those sort of touchdown fests, or do you prefer a sort of like nice tight
game of
like
chess?
I am a former defender, so of course I like the close games. That means we played well. One thing I like about close games is it's very tense because any play could turn the game. And if you're struggling on offense, as a defender, man, you got to play tight. You got to keep them out of the end zone because you might not get a chance on offense to score.
Now, there was some controversy last night. It was a bad enough night for the 49ers. Devondre Campbell, their linebacker, refused to come on. He said, I don't know, then he sort of walked away from the pitch as well, didn't he? What went on there, Jason?
Yeah, well, he got set down because the starter came back, Dre Greenlaw, so he came back in. So Campbell had been starting this season. So he's probably some frustration with that. But you cannot let that happen, right?
Yeah.
He had to come in because Greenlaw was going out because his Achilles tightened up. And he's thinking, you know what? I don't want to go in. I don't want to be a backup. That must be what he was thinking. But you cannot do that because as in the locker room, it's hard for us to forgive that. We can deal with anything. We can't deal with quitting or not stepping up to a challenge when called upon.
So it was
other clubs looking at him.
It's hard to get a job, right?
Yeah,
How do you bring him into your organization? What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly a bit of an ego thing. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's had a fallout with the coach. But you're right. You would expect after this maybe a bit of the team would expect a public apology from him, wouldn't they, for what he did?
You got to go in the team meeting, stand up in front of everybody and say, hey, fellas, I'll let you down. My bad. Please forgive me. And we will, but that's what has to happen. If that doesn't happen, you probably got to move on from him.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if he'll do that public one. Did he go out? He obviously didn't go out after the game and say anything to the press, did he? So,
no. I mean, he's going to have to come out and say something today because you have to do that. If you're going to be a member of the team, you got to come up. You got to stand up for your mistake.
Now, we hear a lot about the draft system and how it's sort of, you get the sort of equality between the teams and it stops one team, although we've seen teams dominate. But we've got the Detroit Lions against Buffalo Bills. It's with two traditionally quite terrible teams, but they're doing well now, aren't they?
Yeah, this could be a Super Bowl preview. These teams are playing well. Obviously, they both got good quarterbacks, like their head coach, like their coaching staffs, period. But they're both dominant. They're on offense. They're good at what they're good at. The run guys up front that make the game, and those are both teams can dominate the line of scrimmage.
And neither of them have won a Super Bowl, is that right?
Neither. That's why the stress is so high for these teams this year. That's why everybody's looking like, if this was the Super Bowl, you think about the fan bases. I mean, everybody would be at the edge of their seats. This is what you want to see. Both of them get a chance.
So you predicting it, you think you could easily see these two in the Super Bowl?
It can happen. They got the talent. It's going to be hard. You got to beat some good teams, but they're set up for success, and they're going to show the rest of the NFL community who they are in this matchup because they're going to show both teams are going to try to expose each other's weaknesses.
I think Kansas City is still going to
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you that. I mean, are they looking like they could do it again?
I love Kansas City. Everybody's talking about them winning these close games, but that's what winners do. You find a way to win the game you're in regardless of the circumstances. And each week, whatever challenge they have to overcome, they get the win, and that's what counts, especially in the playoffs.
Now, a team that aren't playing at all well, the Dallas Cowboys. They got Carolina Panthers at the weekend. I mean, what's going wrong for them?
Oh, Dallas has had a lot of issues. Injuries is the big thing. You lose your quarterback, it's hard. It's going to be interesting. Their defense is playing well right now, but Bryce Young in Carolina, who had got benched before and now is playing again, hopefully he can go out there and expose Dallas. But, man, Dallas, they really got to just look at this roster and reinvent it because it's hard to be a Dallas Cowboys fan right now.
Wow.
They gave Dak Prescott a record deal, didn't they?
Yeah.
But it's not like we saw Juan Soto this week had to pick up a record deal in baseball. It's more risky in football, isn't it? Because then you get injured, and what do? You still got to pay him.
Yeah, and then think about it. If you're taking all the money, that's not going to other people on the roster. And the big issue with the Dallas Cowboys is they couldn't run the ball this year. They didn't want to pay a running back, and that has been instrumental in their demise because they cannot dominate the line of scrimmage. So you pay your quarterback to be the best player on your field, and if he's not there, you got problems.
Now, there's a feeling that some of the NFL sort of rules are a bit draconian, and one Nico Collins was fined for basically giving a fan in the crowd, a young fan, a touchdown ball, and he got a $5,000 fine.
The fines. Let me tell you what happens to you. Come in the morning and you got that envelope in front of your locker. You know it's all bad. You know it's all bad. Oh, yeah. And some guys won't open it all day. They don't want to ruin their day, so they just sit it out there and they go in their car and they do it by themselves. Oh. But, hey, rules are rules, but you don't want to see anything like that. It does stink.
Why? Can you remember what you picked up fines for over the years, Jason? Minor misdemeanors?
Definitely helmet-to-helmet stuff. Right. A lot of that, and sometimes talking back to referees. I got one. I was verbalizing my discontent, and so I got
beautifully done.
Yeah.
What happens to the money though? What do the NFL do?
Oh, it's donated. Yeah, great. You get to write it off too. At the end of the year, you get get a nice little tax deduction. Oh, right. So that's cool. At least that's good. Your accountant's happy about that.
And we didn't realise we're reliably informed. You love the darts, Jason.
Oh, do I love the darts? I'm going on Tuesday.
Wow.
I tell all my friends in the States, I'm like, you don't understand how cool this is, how fun this is. I'll be hanging out around there in Muswell Hill ready for it to get going. I might have a costume this year. I'm not sure.
Well, we just wear you should go with a bunch of friends in NFL just wear your NFL stuff.
I think I'm going in with my helmet for sure. Just putting it on, some shoulder pads, rolling in.
Have you still got all that stuff?
Yeah. I got the helmet. My daughter, I put it on. She's like, take that off. Just take that off. She's so upset.
So what got you into it then? How did you get into the darts?
You know what? I went one year with a friend, and I was so enamored. I was like, this is amazing. It was so fun. It was so much energy, and I had never experienced anything like it. I love being a fan. That's why I go to all sporting events out here. Just I'm so interested in the fandom of it, and the darts was just something I've never seen before.
Wow. Well, enjoy Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time, fellas.
That Luke Little tonight, I think he's going to be playing. He's playing quite early on, isn't he? You're going to see some of the would-be stars of the tournament. So
the accuracy, man, they're so calm. They're
you good at it? Have you tried it?
I am so bad. That's why I love it.
Next door,
I would not disrespect myself out there. I want y'all to feel better about me. I don't want to let you down.
Fair enough.
We will catch up with you next week, Jason.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much.
All right, fellas.